I'm going to show you how you can make more money in less time. Let's go. So I'm just walking around right now outside, so you might hear a little bit of wind. I do apologize for that, but I'm going to do the best that I can to really digest this information. Now, if you don't already know who I am, my name is Alex J. I've made multiple six figures. I've worked at home, for almost 5 years. One of the key things to making a lot of money online is firstly working. Now that sounds really stupid, but so many people, they expect it just to come so easy. They think that, you know, they join a company or they launch their website, they put some products on there, and they think that's it, they're going to be millionaires. And it doesn't work like that. Like, it really doesn't. There's so much more to it. One of the things that you have to pay attention to when working online is traffic. You need to be able to generate a lot of traffic. Now, it doesn't matter how you generate it. There's so many different sources. You could generate traffic through Twitter, through Instagram, through Pinterest, through Tumblr, through Google if you're good at SEO, or Yahoo or whatever. But the aim of the game is obviously to drive traffic. Now, the reason traffic is so important is because you need people to see whatever you're selling, whether it be a service or whether it be a product. What you want to do is you want to be able to generate traffic, and that's one of the first things that you need to master. You need to be able to master traffic. It doesn't matter what source, whether it be YouTube or whatever, but you need to be able to generate traffic. The second thing is you need a good product or service. You need to know, is your product or service in demand? Do people actually want it? Do people care that your product exists or your service exists? You know, there's a famous expression about the guy who has a one-handed glove, and he says, if I can just sell a one-handed glove to even 1% of the population, then I'll be a billionaire. It's like, yeah, but no one wants a one-handed glove, right? You need two. So you have to keep that in mind. You need to, if I was you, I would go on Google Trends. I'd have a look at Google Trends and say, right, is this something that people are going to want? If it's not on Google Trends because you've just invented something new, then you need to go out and ask people, you know, is this something that you would buy? Don't just ask family and friends. That's really important. Don't just ask family and friends, because your family and friends, they can lie. Okay, they'll just say, yeah, it's a great idea, or worse, they could say, no, it's not a good idea and it's a great idea. I know a lot of people that that's happened to. Even me, you know, my family, they said to me, I don't think that's going to work. You know, you should get a regular job, whatever. And here we are. Another thing that you need to think about is not just, you know, is it going to sell your price point? You know, are you going to sell it? Are you going to try and compete on price, or are you going to try and compete on quality? You know, what kind of direction are you going in? A lot of people say you don't want to compete, you want to dominate, and I completely agree with that. You know, if you can come out with a way of isolating an audience, then you're going to win. Now, the way that you isolate an audience, if you're not familiar with that term, it means a way of generating traffic where you appear to be the only option, even if there's, you know, lots of different options. So one way of doing that, it's loud. So yeah, one of the ways that you can do that is by the way that you're generating your traffic. If you've got, let's say for example, you've got a service trying to sell necklaces, okay? Now, what kind of necklaces are you trying to sell? You know, if you're going to sell a necklace with a cross on it, then obviously you're going to want to target Christians. Now you got to think, how are you going to target them? Are you going to do that through Facebook ads, through Instagram ads? How are you generating your traffic? Because if you're targeting them correctly, then it doesn't matter that there's 1,000 other necklaces that have a cross on. If you've targeted the audience at the right time in the right place, then they're going to purchase your product. They're not going to look around for another one, because they're going to just see yours and they're going to say, yep, that's for me, and then they'll just purchase it. And that's obviously the ideal customer, is someone that just sees the product, says I want it, and then they just buy it. Let's say for example that you're doing an offline business but you need to do online marketing, then you still need to do isolation. Let's say that you're doing a tennis course. So what you'd want to do is you want to say, right, okay, what area am I targeting? It's going to be my local area because I've only got one building. You got to think, where are you based? If you've only got one building, then obviously you need to be targeting your local area. And then on top of that as well, you want to know what age is your audience. You want to be targeting everyone in your area. That'd be crazy. Like if you've got like 1 million people or 2 million people that live in your local area, it'd be insane to target absolutely every single one of them. So You don't want to target everyone in your area, especially if you've got like 1 million or 2 million people living in your local area. Then it would be insane to target all of them. You have to say, okay, what are their interests? What are they looking for? If you're doing a tennis course, then obviously you're hoping that they've got an interest in tennis. So when you're targeting on Facebook, you would find people that have an interest in tennis, or at least an interest in sports, in Wimbledon or other tennis players. If they're following tennis players, then chances are they like tennis. And obviously that's going to increase your chance of a conversion. Let's say, for example, that I was doing Google ads. Then I would say, okay, well, on Google ads, I know that they're going to be searching for a tennis course within this area. So they'll be like, right, tennis course New York, or tennis course London, or tennis course wherever. So what I would do is I'd target those people within that area, but I would make sure to put negative keywords as well, and say that I don't want people that are just looking for a tennis course England, or tennis course Spain, or whatever, because the chance of them being able to get to me is very, very low. And obviously it's going to cost me a lot of money on ads. If they keep clicking on my ads and they're not converting, then I'm going to spend a lot of money but not make a lot of money. Now, one of the other key things, you want to make sure that you're automating your business, and that's why I'm talking a lot about lead generation. You want to make sure that your lead gen is automated. A lot of my leads that I pull in now are fully automated. In fact, I'd say about 98% of the leads that we generate now for my business, I don't manually go out of my way to generate leads anymore. They come from our social media presence, they come from ads that we're running, they come from my staff. And I wasn't always in that position. Like a long time ago, I used to have to generate all my own leads, which was painful to say the least. But if you want to make more money in a shorter time period, then you need to automate your lead gen at the very least. Sales funnel, you can automate that later on. A sales funnel is a way of not just generating a lead, but then converting that into a sale. So you get a lead and then get them to buy. The way that you can do that would usually be like a landing page, like an opt-in page. If you're not sure what that is, there's going to be some links in the description where you can get a free consultation. Feel free to check that out. But you do like an opt-in page. They fill in their details like their name, email, telephone number, and where they live, or whatever information that you require. Once they fill that out, usually you give them something. So you can do like an exchange that will give you this. If you fill out your information, they fill it out, you get the information that you need to make a sale. And then whether that be, you know, a phone call or like a follow-up, you can do that. Give them a call, just say, hi, you know, we noticed that you filled out this form. You said that you're interested in a tennis course locally. We'd love to give you your first session free. You know, when are you able to come down? Once they come down, they try it out, they feel, you know, they see the service, they feel the value, and then obviously they're gonna more likely convert into a customer, rather than just having a website where it says, you know, pay X amount and you'll get X amount of days, because they're not sure yet. So you want to get them in first. And that kind of goes with any kind of product. You want to give them something of value first. Now, if you're doing e-commerce, it's slightly different. You don't usually give stuff away for free like that. There is a really good method with e-commerce that you can do. There is one method that you can try if you're doing like e-commerce, which is basically where you give a product away for free and they just pay shipping. If you need more help on that technique, again, I'd recommend that you fill out the form below. If you need help with any of this, I definitely recommend that you fill out the form in the description. It's a free consultation. It's 1 hour where we go through loads of the stuff to help you with your business. If you haven't started a business, we can even help you, show you what kind of businesses would be suitable for you, you know, and your goals. Because not everyone wants to do like e-com, not everyone wants to do affiliate marketing, not everyone wants to just make money from AdSense. So there's loads of different things that you can do to make money online, but we want to make sure that it suits your life goals, your purpose, you know, whether you're trying to just make a little bit extra so that you can go about your everyday life, or if you're trying to make a full-time income, or if you're trying to make a lot of money, we can help you, you know. And that's ultimately what I do for a living. I just help people, help them take their business to the next level. We've got a ton of testimonials that I can show you. You know, we've made a lot of people a lot of money, and not that long of a time frame. Now, the important thing to realize is, just because you're working online doesn't mean you don't work, okay? You do have to put in the effort, you do have to put in the time. That's all required. That doesn't go away just because you're working online. You know, there's a lot of these cheesy sales pages where they'll show someone sitting on a beach. It's like, oh, look how Sarah made 50,000 in 1 hour or so, with one click of a button and all that nonsense. Like, forget all that. We'll show you the real ways that we make our money online. We'll show you what you can really do to make real money. And yeah, like I said, it does require real work. Definitely worth it, because there's definitely a payoff. And when you say like, how much money can I make? It depends. It really does depend. Some people, their aim's only to make a couple hundred a week or a month. So that's all they really do. That's all they really push for. Some people want to make a lot more. Like me, like I said, I've made multiple six figures. And the reason is that's what I wanted. I didn't just want to make a little bit. I wanted to make a lot. And it wasn't that quick. It took a year. It took a year for me to first hit six figures. But you know, it was worth it, putting in that time and effort. So you have to understand it's a long-term thing. So yeah, you want to make sure that you've automated your lead generation. Later on down the line, you can automate your sales process. That takes a little bit more work, but that's definitely something that you want to be doing when you want to start earning a lot of money. You don't want to have to be pushing it a lot. So there's different ways to automate the sales process, whether that be sales pages, or whether that be like webinars or live webinars or pre-recorded webinars, or whether it be, you know, a telephone call or a group call. There's loads of different ways that you can do it. And again, it kind of depends what your goals are, what your aims are, how much time you've got available, and everything else to what I would tell you to do. Each person is different, so keep that in mind as well. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. There's a lot more on my channel where we give a lot of information out for free. If you haven't already, check me out on facebook.com/thetruealexj. But make sure that you check out that link in the description where you get a free 1 hour free consultation. It can really help you, even if you haven't started yet, take your business to that next level, or just get started, and we'll help you all the way through to the end. So I look forward to speaking to you guys again soon, but in the meantime, peace.